At his home here in rural New Hampshire, Paul Santamaria is far removed from Walt Disney World and the disturbing memories that are attached to it. But he says when he heard the news of another alligator attack this morning, he was taken right back to that instant in 1986.
It kind of happened in slow motion. The alligator came out of the water, kind of sideways, swinging its head.
It's been 30 years.
And this is the actual alligator that had my leg in its mouth.
But the terror Paul Santamaria felt at 8 years old is frozen in time.
I just remember how slow it seemed to be happening. I didn't feel any pain from it.
Santamaria says he was feeding the ducks at Disney's Fort Wilderness Campground Lake when an alligator erupted from the water's edge.
It kind of turned its head sideways and grabbed my leg, and from there it started to thrash me around, pull on me, and try to get me into the water.
He says his sister grabbed his arms while his brother hit the 7-foot female gator. The intense, violent tug-of-war ended when the alligator opened her mouth and let go.
And I was lucky enough to get away, but it's just a bad situation.
Santamaria was hospitalized for a week. The gator's tooth pulled from his thigh, where it barely missed his femoral artery. 30 years later, the scars remain.
For a long time as a little kid, I wouldn't sleep in my own room. I didn't like water.
So when Santamaria learned of another alligator attack on a toddler at the Grand Floridian Resort just across the water from Fort Wilderness, he was heartsick and angry when he heard authorities say this.
It happened to me 30 years ago, and here I am, and I was watching it, and it was a little disheartening to hear.
Santamaria says he isn't able to discuss any legalities surrounding his alligator attack, including if he received a settlement or if Disney took responsibility. But he says he simply wants the parents of that toddler to know that what happened wasn't their fault. In Bristol, New Hampshire, I'm Catherine Burcham reporting.